Welcome to the future.
Welcome to the Muxall Open IoT channel. I am your host, Michael Crane. This is the barbecue edition of the IoT channel, and today we're going to be testing the Muxall Pro BBQ Controller. As currently has a Kickstarter running on it. And you know what the best thing is about developing a barbecue controller? That's testing it. So, what do you need to test a barbecue controller? Well, first you need a barbecue. Okay? Second, you need meat, right? So today we're going to be doing well, I'm not even sure what that is. I was going to say pork loin, but it looks kind of big for that. It's probably I don't know what it is. Anyway, maybe I'll find out and I'll let you guys know later. I just pulled it out of the freezer. And the last thing you need for testing a barbecue is your toolbox, right? Okay, so we've got our three things. We're ready to get started. Okay, so today I'm going to be using the CampChef probe. Alright, because it's a little bit shorter than the Traeger probe, so I can just kind of poke it right in there like that. And, oh, that might be a little too far. Yeah, and it's not like hanging out all over the place. I mean, the longer probes I'd have to kind of stick in there a little sideways, but I like this. That's perfect. And it is, I plugged it into port 1 on the controller, so we should be good to go. Let's see, is the grill dirty? Well, the grill's not really that dirty. I guess I could do a quick clean on it before I throw this dish in there, just to make sure you don't get any stray smoke burnt. I think I'm trying to remember what the last thing I cooked in here. Oh, yeah, it was I was cooking hot dogs in here, so yeah, not a lot of residue on there, so not much to clean. Anyway, we might do a quick clean on it anyway, just so I can show you how I do it. So yeah, let's fire this baby up. Now you can fire this thing up one of two ways. You can either use the controller right here, and like when I'm cooking hot dogs, I just, you just hit the start button and dial in whatever temperature you need, and away you go. You don't have to mess with probes or anything else. But today we're going to use some profiles, and you can set the profiles through the button panel here, but it is much faster to do it on the web page. And I'll have to do a close-up, maybe with that thing sitting on the bench or something, setting the profiles up, or maybe some of the other testers will make some videos setting it up and have some comments on how easy or hard it is. Oh, one other thing, one of the posters, I forget who it was asking me about Wi-Fi strength. And let me show you. Okay, so my barbecue is there, and my Wi-Fi is in the house right there, right? And I don't know how far that is. I don't know, maybe 30, 40 feet away, and going through the walls, and it's kind of in the middle of the house, so so it's easy so all the devices in the house can access it equally the same. So yeah, it's about right, I don't know, where the porch light is, I guess, right? That's not quite the middle, but you get my idea. So that's pretty far, and we'll be able to see how the web pages respond, and if we have any dropped WebSockets or anything like that, right? So, all right. Okay, so I have the web page pulled up, And I'm going to put in the IP address of the controller. And you can get that IP address off the controller. Okay, well, it seems to load pretty good. Yeah, log in here. Let's see, first we need to go to the config page and change our probe. So I plugged it into meat probe number 1, the CampChef. It's a thermistor. And yeah, hopefully people know that. I might have to just make that drop down say CampChef if people don't know. But this advanced temperature measurement system and this grill supports so many types. This is the way the chip is actually. This actually goes and reprovisions the LTC-2984 chip. And this is how it's set up. So it's thermistor, and then it supports all these. We got the Maverick probe and then the CampChef. And these are custom. I added those in there just because I bought the probes. So, and it is a 3-wire. So we'll just come down here and hit save. Over to the control. And the way the Muxall Pro works is you notice that the probe 1 temp hasn't done anything yet. And it's because it only polls that the changes for the different types of probes like every 30 seconds. And I did that because most of the time you're going to set the probes up and not ever touch the thing again, right? So yeah, and otherwise it's just going to be using a lot of CPU cycles, and I didn't want to burn a lot of CPU cycles in the controller, and I'd rather having it, serve web pages or measure temps. All right, so we've got the meat is at 63 degrees, outside temp's about 80 degrees. That sounds about right. And we're showing the chamber temp at 77. Yeah, I don't know. I just pulled it out of my garage here a little bit ago, so that's probably accurate. Let's see here. So I said I wanted to do a quick cleaning on it. So I'm gonna on profile 1 right here. I don't plan on going over 300 degrees in our cook today, and unfortunately, it takes my barbecue probably 15 to 20 minutes to get there, but I'll just put in 15. Hot dogs didn't make it that dirty. And I'm going to uncheck this hold. And the reason why that hold's checked is when you originally turn on the barbecue using the controller and just start dialing in numbers, you're actually setting profile 1, and it's just going to sit there and update profile 1, and that hold is just so it doesn't try to go to another profile. Because what'll happen is it defaults to, I think, 10 minutes or something like that. And anyway, the hold's there. So if you're going to use the profiles, make sure to uncheck that hold unless you actually want it to hold. And sometimes that's handy if let's say you have a real high temp like this and you're trying to get a certain crust on the meat, and you set it for 20 minutes or something. It's not really doing what you want, so you can just hold it there, and then when you uncheck hold, then it'll just continue on with the rest of the profiles, right? So okay, so this is our cleaning profile, and then I'm just going to drop it down to 225, and we'll set that for, I guess I'll just do let's just do 60 minutes. I'm just going to do 225 for 60 minutes. If it's not done, then I'm going to bump the temperature up to 250, and we'll say for 30 minutes. And if it's not done after that, then we're going to go to 275, and we'll just say 60 minutes. It should be done after that, and so hopefully it'll be done after this profile number 2. If not, I'm going to start bumping it up the temperature up until our cook by probe is done. All right, and I'm gonna leave it on max smoke. I hardly ever change these. I leave it on max smoke most of the time. We're going to be cooking pork, and we're going to be using probe number 1. Oh, sorry. Don't know how to use my own GUI. I actually just changed that recently. Anyway, so yeah, I checked cook by probe, so we definitely want to cook by probe. We want probe 1, and we're doing pork at 145. And you can also come in here and manually change that if you want. These are just suggestions, using the FDA set, what is the recommended doneness for pork and beef and that sort of thing. And when the internal meat temperature reaches 145, we're just going to turn the grill off. You could have it go into smoke mode, sets it to about 180, and just sits there and puffs away. And that's about it. So I'm gonna save this, submit, and you can save this recipe. We'll call it pork. Oops. Still don't know what that thing is. I think it's some kind of pork loin. I'll just call it pork loin. All right. And I don't know what the rating is on it, so I'm just gonna leave it 1 star. All right, you'll see it just saves it right there. You can pull these up, and so if this turns out really good, I can adjust the rating on it, say, oh yeah, this was great. If not, I can come over here and delete it. So there we go. And I didn't actually have to change that, because if I would have saved that, I think it would have overwritten the default. Okay. Enough chit chat. Let's turn this baby on. All right, and let's fire this graph up here. All right, so you can see the. Okay, so it's in warm-up mode. 4 minutes left, and that's about it. Okay, we got the grill fired up. Figured I'd show you a picture of the controller. You can see it's still in warm-up mode. Outside temperature is kind of blowing around. There is a bit of a breeze out here. I'm guessing, the temperature sensors for the outside temp are on the back of the PCB of the controller. So, wind blows through and circulates some of the heat from the grill. It's not going to be like your weather forecast, but it'll give you a good idea. But anyway, yeah, we have a bit of a breeze, maybe 5 to 7 miles an hour. I don't know. I could show you the trees, I guess. You can see them. Yeah, you can see they're kind of blowing. Yeah, we got a bit of a breeze out here. Oops. Yeah. So, there it is. All right. So she's heating up pretty good. Oh, we're already in run mode. Okay. So we'll go take a look at the graph here real quick. All right, well, here's the graph. The green line is the target chamber temp right here. The red line is the actual chamber temp. The blue line is the probe target temp, which is the internal temperature we're trying to cook our meat to, and violet or purple is our internal meat temperature, right? And you kind of watch the, if the auger's on or off, and look at the duty cycles. So you can see it's basically, it's a duty cycle. In other words, it's turning the auger on and it's never turning it off. Right? So yeah, it's going full blast. So go look at the rest of the stuff. You can see it's in run mode. Here you can see the duty cycle stuff again. Cook by probe number 1, target temp. And yeah, so there's 12 minutes remaining in profile 1. And yeah, we're heating up pretty good. See that outside temp's already dropped down to 79. That wind's blowing it around, so or blowing pretty good out there. This is when you pull a tool out. That's while you're waiting for it to get to profile 1, because what I'll do is at the end of profile 1 right here, the barbecue is going to be hot, but I'm going to open the lid and brush the grill so it'll give it a chance to cool off. All right, and I don't know if it'll cool all the way down to 225, but by the time I get done brushing it, it should be close. All right. Alrighty, well, you can see the barbecue has reached 300 degrees here. We're getting really close to it anyway, 298. Let's see, it's got about 6 minutes remaining. So, the way I do it is I'm not going to try to clean the grill now. I'm going to wait until it changes to profile 2 and starts cooling off. Because right now, if I go out there and clean it, it's just going to try to dump a bunch of pellets in it to, get back to 300 degrees, right? And then when I go to close the lid, we're going to have a huge bounce. And we don't want that. We want it to nicely settle in. So yeah, I'm just going to wait for it, and you'll see it in the graph. It'll come along here, and all of a sudden I'll go boop, and just drop down to 225 right here. At that point, I know to grab my brush and get busy. Okay, so you can see that the temperature has dropped. You can see the green line right here dropped down to 225. So I'm going to go grab the brush and clean the grill. Alrighty, so I have my very clean grill brush. And I'm just going to open the lid up on this guy and clean her out. Alright, we're good to go. Alrighty. Well, you can see where I had the lid open there. You can see the barbecue is already starting to drop, and then I had the lid open and it dropped. And now it's trying to figure out what's going on. So it'll probably take it a couple minutes here to settle down, and we'll be on for a whole hour at 225. So I will. I don't think there's anything else we really need to look at. 55 minutes remaining. Chamber temps at 236. No, that's about it. So, all right. I'll check in with you here in a minute. Let's see. What did the grill cool off to? Not too bad. Cooled down to 233. That's almost perfect. I like it. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, you can see the outside temp. It says 89. Yeah, it's not 89 outside, but to the controller it feels like it's 89. Alright, and probe 1 hasn't moved. Yeah, everything's good to go. So you can see that we're on profile 2. Alright, and there's 60 seconds left. Whoa, we're getting some good smoke out of it now. Woohoo! Max smoke mode. That's what we like to see. Okay, so we've gone to profile 3, I believe. Let's go take a look. Yeah, profile 3 we started, so now it's going to go up to 250. The probe 1 is at 115. It's getting close, so that's good. I noticed we had a little bit of a hiccup in our cook, so this is where I was messing around with cleaning the grill, and it kind of started swinging a little bit, and that's okay. It's actually designed to do that, but then it kind of took this little dip right here, which is too much of a dip, and then it went whoop and shot way up. every once in a while I see this, and it's just a weird random splue, just like, it's like, okay, the auger was turning, and you know, sometimes burn back causes this, you know, it turns, and nothing's coming out, and the controller panics and starts dumping a bunch of pellets in here. The burn back pellets are gone, and now you get this fresh dump of pellets in there, so then it spikes up and drops back down, and you know, then it just starts kind of going along and swinging a little, you know, on max smoke it swings, and I would have thought it would swing a little more than this, but I'll have to look at that. Maybe I can adjust the slew rate. Okay, but anyway, you can see it's going to 250 right now, and we can go take a look at the barbecue. Okay, we're at the barbecue now, and you can see it just transferred to profile 3, or switched to profile 3, and yeah, I got a little bit of an overshoot going on there. It's okay. Let's see if we can get a better look at this. Okay, yeah, so it's on profile 3. There's 30 minutes left, and it's set at 250, and our probe 1 temperature is at 118. All right, well, we're just about at the end of our cook here. You can see the probe temp is just about, let's see, where are we at? Yeah, it's at 143. Our target temp's 145. It looks like it's been a fairly linear ascent, so we're not going to have any stalls in the meat. And you can see that it's actually changed to the 4th profile, which is profile going to 275. Yeah, profile 4, 60 minutes. Yeah, it's not going to last there long. So it looks like the grill's already hit 275. I'm actually shocked. I didn't think it'd be able to heat up that fast, but I guess it was at 250, so it didn't have far to go. But yeah, all right. Let's see, what does it say? Well, it says probe 1 is at 145. So if you're wondering why it actually hasn't shut the grill off yet, it actually makes sure that the meat temperature stays at, well, in this case 145 for a solid minute, and it's not like going between 144 and 145 or that sort of thing. And that way it just makes sure that the meat has actually reached its temperature and it's not, you know, slightly under. So yeah, oh, there we go. So I just saw it turn off. Yep, and she's off. So we can take a look at, let's see what it looks like. I have not opened this since I started it. I hope it looks okay. And it looks like pork. Well, there we go. Pork you gotta let rest for 3 minutes. So I'm just gonna, you don't really need to leave it in the barbecue. Probably should be on the counter, but I'm just gonna leave it in there so it doesn't get cold. Let it rest. Okay, so yeah, I left this thing running. Well, here's where we left it off. It was just shooting past that 275 mark there a little bit. Anyway, the graph doesn't lie. This is exactly what happened. You know, we had a little splooge right there. Got a little happy right around there, and as you can see, the meat cooked pretty good, and yeah, with these swings, it's probably got a nice smoky flavor to it. That's one thing about this controller is it will add the smoke to your meat. So yeah, you can make it bitter if you're not careful. So you got to be careful. So you know, you can adjust this to whatever your smoking preference is. But anyway, that's it. I'm gonna go eat. Don't forget, you can support the Muxall Open IoT channel by donation using a credit card and PayPal, or by purchasing products at the Muxall store. Details and links are in the description under this video. Well, that's it for this video. If you liked the video, give it a big thumbs up, that helps, and hit the subscribe button. That really helps. If you have any questions or comments, post them in the comments under this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.